I it so that Mr. Clerk, please take the roll.
Representatives Camper, Crawford, Darby, Faison, Farmer, Grills, Hakeem, Hicks, Shaw, Williams, Chairman Lamberth.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I wasn't sure which clerk was going to call the roll today. We're here for the Rules Committee of the special session of the 114th General Assembly. I will recognize Chairman Williams at this time.
Thank you, Leader. Members, spread before you on your desk are the standard flow motion resolutions that we do every time we go into flow motion. Because of special session, we need these rules in order to operate effectively, to streamline the process. The only change is that the names of the committees have changed based upon the other rules because of the standing committees for special session. And the bill filing deadline is 24 hours instead of the typical. Those are the only two changes with that, Leader. I move adoption of the current rules spread before the members.
Thank you. I hear adoption. Is there a second? There's adoption and a second. And any discussion on this? Representative Hakeem.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Leader. All right. Now, I heard you say 24 hours. Is that the norm, or how has that changed?
Yeah, it's my understanding, talking to the clerk, that's actually 24 hours for the amendment filing deadline. The way the bill filing deadline works is that if you had filed bills by Friday, I think it was at 4 o'clock, then they were read for the first time on the floor today, would be read on the second time for the floor tomorrow, and be ready for consideration in committee. And depending upon how long we are in session, would determine how many of those bills get first and second reading and assigned to committees. Representative Hakeem, do you have follow-up?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. In addition, Representative Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we're not really changing the rules. We're just changing the committees for the special session is what I'm understanding.
So the main changes on the rules are it's basically the 114th rules with the flow motion in there. All right. Additional questions on this? Seeing none, we'll be voting on the motion made by Chairman Wick. Before we vote, Representative Hakeem again.
If you would, Mr. Chairman, just for clarity for our audience and maybe others who are listening as to what a flow motion is.
So for clarity, what that is there are rules go from one committee to the other within the same day or same week. In the ordinarily regular session with hundreds and hundreds of bills filed, those bills would ordinarily go from one week to the other. So they would not go from one committee to the other within the same day or same week. So that is suspended for purposes of this. There's a variety of other rules as well, but that's the biggest change. All right, members, we'll be voting on the motion by Chairman Williams, and it's my understanding we'll be voting utilizing the new system, or we be, Mr. Clerk? Madam Clerk? All right, we're not set up yet on the microphones here to be able to vote on that. So, Madam Clerk, please take the roll. A yes vote or aye would be in favor of the motion made by Chairman Williams. A no or nay would be obviously opposed to it. Madam Clerk.
Representatives Camper. Camper votes no. Crawford.
Yes.
Crawford votes aye. Darby.
Aye.
Darby votes aye. Faison.
Aye.
Faison votes aye. Farmer. Farmer votes aye. Grills.
Yes.
Grills votes aye. Hakeem.
No.
Hakeem votes no. Hicks.
Aye.
Hicks votes aye. Shaw.
Aye.
Shaw votes aye. Williams.
Aye.
Williams votes aye. Chairman Lamberth.
Yes.
Lamberth votes aye. Mr. Chairman, you have 9 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And members, I have only one other rule submission that was submitted by Leader Camper. Leader Camper, would you like to make a motion at this time?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, members, I was making a proposed rule change to Rule 21, and this is the one that deals with the time on the limits of debate. Apologize for being late. I was detained by some members over in the House, so forgive me for that. I proposed this before, and it's something we used to have that I thought was just a good rule. And it was a 15-minute limit so that we can have good dialogue back and forth. and not spend a lot of time just in our 5 minutes just trying to constantly get information out where we could have a real dialogue. So with that, I would move adoption of my recommended rule change to Rule 21.
All right, members, you've heard the motion. Is there a second? There is a motion and a second. Any discussion on this particular rules change? My understanding, it would go from 5 minutes to 15 minutes when each member is recognized on the floor for debate. Is that correct, Leader Camper? All right, any additional discussion on that? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, take the roll, and same as the last one. A vote of aye would be in favor of this motion. A vote of nay or no would not be. Thank you.
Representatives Camper. Camper votes aye. Crawford.
No.
Crawford votes no. Darby.
No.
Darby votes no. Faison.
No.
Faison votes no. Farmer. Farmer votes no. Grills. Grills votes no. Hakeem.
Aye.
Hakeem votes aye. Hicks.
No.
Hicks votes no. Shaw. Shaw votes aye. Williams. Williams votes no. Chairman Lamberth.
No.
Lamberth votes no. Mr. Chairman, you have 3 ayes, 8 noes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and that motion fails. All right, with that, I recognize Chairman Farmer for motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, I move that the changes to the permanent rules of order for the 114th General Assembly as adopted by this committee be submitted to the House as a report of the Ad hoc Committee on the rules for the first extraordinary session in order to establish permanent rules of order of the first extraordinary session of the 114th General Assembly.
All right, members, you've heard the motion. All in favor, motion and a second. You've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Motion passes, and we stand adjourned.